Hey guys, it's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Krillin, Earth's Strongest Man figure. Very happy to have this in my collection. I've been wanting a Krillin for years, and we finally have this updated one here that a lot of us have been wanting for a long time. And I'm very glad that they finally made it. I got mine from Amiami recently. It shipped really quick, so there's not much else I want to talk about. I want to open this as soon as possible. So, top half of the packaging here, you see the figure in the box as well as the contents that he comes with. It says SH Figuarts, Krillin, Earth's Strongest Man. On the right side, you can see some images and poses you can get Krillin into. Bottom half, that's the Tamashii Nation's quality sticker, as well as the Toei sticker, and then some logos for Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai, as well as ages 15 and up. On this side here, it just says Krillin, as well as SH Figuarts towards the bottom. Not much going on this side. On the other side, some black and white images of some different poses you can get Krillin into. Some different accessories being shown off. On the top here, there's not much except for that continuing image that we saw on the front, just with a screaming face of Krillin right there. On the bottom here, it's SH Figuarts and Krillin again, and then you just have a neutral, stern look for Krillin on the bottom there. And then here is the back of the packaging. So there's a lot going on here, just like it usually is with SH Figuarts. Top half here just says Krillin, as well as a bunch of other stuff like Simple Style and Heroic Action, Super Modeling, and Super Action. A bunch of different poses and accessories being shown off here on the back. Bottom here, it's mostly, I believe, some legal writing, as well as the Bandai Spirits customer support for Japan, that website right there, as well as a barcode in case you need it. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's Krillin out of the packaging. Very satisfied with this figure. For such a small figure, I think they've done a really good job with all the accessories and just the overall figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that he comes with, and we'll take a close look at the figure. He comes with an instruction manual, like a lot of SH Figuarts figures. Just shows off all the different accessories, as well as how to use the figure. And on the back, it also shows how to use the Destructo disc. So here's everything we get with Krillin. A lot of nice stuff overall. First of all, let's talk about these hands right here. These are these open posed hands. You can kind of see the fingernails sculpted actually on there. It's mostly molded in the skin tone. You kind of see the detail in his palms and whatnot. A little bit of same thing with like the individual knuckles on the inside of the fingers there. A little bit of excess plastic on this hand here. But we have pretty much the exact same kind of hands. This time though, as you can see, we have the holes in the hands. And these are meant for the Destructo disc. You just pop them in like so. And voila, which I'll talk about more in depth of the Destructo disc in a little bit. We have these hands here. These are index and middle fingers, as well as the thumbs and whatnot. These are extended. The other two are curled. Get these a lot with Goku and whatnot. So that's cool. We get them here as well. We also get these different, more clenched hands with the fingers are starting to get clenched a little bit more. These are also looking pretty nice too. That's what the back looks like there. And all these hands are done pretty similarly when it comes to paint. They're mostly molded in this color. They're a little glossy, but they don't look bad at all. These are the Solar Flare hands. These look really cool too. We also have a separate hand for the Sensu beans. The actual paint on here is pretty nice. Not much shading going on, but the detailing, it's a sack. There's not much detailing they need to do. So that's pretty nice. Now, the Destructo disc, right? It's in this translucent plastic with a little bit of yellowish. It's getting a little bit more clear in the center there. And there are some details, as you can see on the outside. You can see all these little ridges and whatnot for the solar flare. You can actually see my camera in there. And then, let's try to see. Apparently, this pops out. So I thought I broke it for a second. So this pops out. I kind of wish it didn't, because then it will, get stuck in the hand there. That looks like it doesn't look broken either. There's, it's kind of small, but it's in a hexagonal shape. So yeah, that's meant to come out. Only problem now is that I got to pull this out of the hand, which I'm sure will be easy, but I'm not doing that on camera right now. Allows for swiveling, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. That was interesting. For a second, I freaked out. I thought I broke it. I was like $55 down the drain. We have these different hands that for some reason are on these, plastic stands, basically. I don't really know why. Because they don't really stand up at all. Like Like I thought that was the purpose. I'm not entirely sure what they're supposed to be. I guess they're meant to protect the inside of the head, because this is what it looks like right there. And this is pretty much what it's going to look like on the figure too. I'll show that off a little later. So here's the screaming face, looking really good. The teeth and the tongue come through really nicely when it comes with the paint. Same thing. There's markings on his forehead. Pretty much everything else, you know, the other black around the eyes and the eyebrows. Everything else is just the skin tone right there. Looking really good though. We have the more surprised face right there with the eyebrows raised. You can actually, the eyebrows are separately sculpted, as in, you know, they're still all one thing, of course, but you actually feel them is what I meant to say. So that's cool. And again, you can see the mouth right there. Pretty good paint going on in the mouth. Then the gritting teeth too. A little bit of these creases underneath his eyes this time. The ears come through pretty nice on all the heads as well. So yeah, a lot of really nice stuff. So right off the bat, man, this thing looks great. I love how this came out. The stern face, you know, the default head, basically that we get on the figure comes really nice. Nice paint in the mouth there. You can see some of those creases that are painted on his eyes, as well as the these. You can't really feel these that much, but there is some separate sculpting. Like you can actually like feel a little bit of sculpting going on in the eyebrows. Not with the rest of them. Actually, I think it might be just no. The rest of them, I can feel the eyebrows. I wanted to check a little bit. It varies, you know. I can feel it the least on this head, though. Just wanted to point that out. The rest of this hand, this looks good. Pretty much everything with the rest of the heads that is shared with all of them, so you know, applies here with the markings on his head, the eyes, the ears, the skin tone comes through really nice. Here's what happens. You pop that off. That is bizarre. Never seen that before. Very interesting. So the idea is just, you can see the creases in there in the grooves. Line it up like so. Pop it in. There you go. So that's cool. The rest of this, you know, you have the standard gi that he wears. You have the blue and the orange. It's all molded in this color, mostly the orange. Other parts like are, you know, painted blue right here, of course. But like this is molded blue. This is also painted blue as well. So not everything is you know, molded in a certain color. I believe the blue parts here that are separate pieces are also painted. But everything, when it comes to orange, everything is molded in orange. You can see the little symbol right there, looking good. The rest of the skin tone is, you know, consistent and whatnot. Some muscle definition and whatnot in some areas when it comes to sculpting. Not much when it comes to shading and the muscles and whatnot. That's what the inside of the arms look like right there. That's a little weird. You can see that little gap right there where some of the blue for the peg is. And he comes with the fists, of course. This piece here, of course, as you can see, it's stuck in there, but it does move around, so that's cool. It is softer plastic. Lots of great sculpting with the wrinkles throughout his gi. That's what the back looks like as well. Looking good. Lots of more wrinkles towards the buttocks and whatnot. Getting down to the legs. I feel like there's a little bit of orange shading, like some darker orange shading in the bright orange around there, so that's cool. Could be something, could be playing a trick on me, but I think there is shading in there. And then you get down to those boots, right? So you get the lighter blue and the much darker blue, almost to where it's like gray or black, the brown, as you can see. And then the bottom of the feet, you know, this lining right here is a brighter blue. That's what the bottom of the feet look like. Have a little bit of sculpted treading on there, so that's cool. It's just a very bright gray. In person, this right here is much brighter. I think it's because of the shading here. It's much brighter than this, but on camera it doesn't look too bad. And even in person, it doesn't really look all that bad. It just, since there's shading here and really not much else in the orange, it could look a little inconsistent. But at that point, for me, it is a nitpick. It is fine. There's a little bit of some muscle sculpting, whatnot, going on in the back. It's very subtle, though, of his neck right there. So, went through that pretty quickly. Very straightforward figure, not much going on when it comes to the sculpting and whatnot. It's Krillin. It looks like Krillin. They did a good job making this figure look like Krillin. It's a pretty simple design and whatnot. Quick 360. Really digging it. I have time, of course, to do the articulation then. So, didn't want to breeze through in case I was running out of time. You can see how this this works. There's a ball joint going up into this giant piece here, but it also goes into here. So it allows for all this different types of pivoting and range of motion. It's a little stiff going up in here, so it's a little hard to maneuver, but you just pop the head off and then position it and then pop the head back on. It's all good. There's also some separate sculpting in the neck going into the body, so it allows for all this range of motion, although it's pretty stiff, this part right here, for some on my figure at least. So we do have the butterfly joints, all these ball joints and whatnot. They swivel like this, in and out. They mostly go down, it's sort of inward, and then this part is separate, so it swivels like that, and then it can go in and out. Actually, a really nice range of motion for the in and out right there. We also have an upper arm swivel. You get the double jointed elbows, standard wrist articulation for the hinges, where there's swivel here, swivel there, and you can maneuver that all you want. So you have to go up and down if you wanted to as well. We do have the ball joint waist. It's mostly, right here. It can swivel a bit. I think it's mostly going to go back and forth right here. I thought there was going to be a ball joint, so it can allow for, it's very tight. Yeah, 2 different ball joints actually. So a little bit tight, as you can hear that. I don't want to mess with that too much, but it does allow for a little bit better range of motion overall, side to side, and all that is very good in the torso. We do have T-joint legs that go forward, back, not really at all. In and out. There's a little bit loose, actually, the T-joints on mine, but he can still keep a pose. Upper thigh swivel. You do get the double jointed knees that bend really nicely. Swivel here at the foot, up and down. Pretty decent. We do have ankle rockers, and we do have toe hinge. For size comparisons, on the left, I have Goku as well as Vegeta on the right, both from SH Figuarts as well. They're going to tower over this guy. He's about 3.5 to 4 inches. I think more on the 3.5 inch mark. And then I have some standard Marvel Legends and Black Series size comparisons just to show you guys. So overall, man, I'm pretty satisfied with this figure. I think that it did a great job overall updating the previous one. I never owned the previous one, but from what I've seen, this one looks a little bit better. I mean, they're probably both on par when it comes to details and paint and whatnot. But the articulation here, the way they updated it is really nice, safer. At least on my figure, the upper thigh T-joints and whatnot are a little bit loose, but he still keeps a pose, so not really that big of a complaint here. The only thing I think this figure really needed was an alternate head that was a smiling face. I think that would have been pretty nice because we have that with Goku as well and whatnot. But overall, man, this thing is awesome. There's a ton of accessories, really good paint and sculpt overall, as well as great articulation. If you've been needing to get a Krillin, now's the time to get one. And I think you're going to be happy with this figure. I got mine from Amiami. It shipped quick. It's listed as cheaper on Amiami, but the shipping is going to be expensive to where it's about the same price as what you're paying on Big Bad Toy Store and other, U.S. retailers and whatnot. So keep that in mind. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.